Hi guys, I'm Nay
I'm Lorna.
and today we're doing a video about exam stress, exam results and like the aftermath of an exam.
Last year we took our exams. We actually did our GCSEs because we were in year 11 and we went through exactly the same stress, and it's not just during your exams, it's also leading up to your results.
I actually took out 24 exams and Lorna took out 22, and lucky enough I passed all of my exams.
I failed maths, but we're doing exactly the same course. We're both on the highest course you can do, which is level 3 in college, and you have to pass English and maths, but made a good first impression and I actually got onto the same course, and they are helping me with my maths now. Like, I've just taken it again and I'm actually waiting for my result next week as well.
And it's not only college that does this, sixth forms actually do this. Quite a few of my friends that did fail either maths or English do go to a sixth form and they've been helped out there. So when teachers tell you that you need to pass maths, you need to pass English, you need to get your 5 GCSEs to get into sixth form or college, it isn't always true. You've got to show that you have enough drive, enough motivation, as well as getting them grades. But if you don't get them grades, it's not be all and end all if you don't actually get the grade.
As long as you've got the motivation, then you can still get where you want to go. It's like what I said with my maths grade, like I did need it, but because I had enough motivation and I had the drive, I showed that I was able to do what I wanted to do just as well as anyone else could that passed maths.
Yeah, and that's not just saying that if you do or you don't pass them that you have to go on to sixth form or college. You don't. Although it's a legal requirement now that you have to be in some type of education until you're 18, you can actually do an apprenticeship or full-time work now.
I actually have a job, but it's part-time, but it's a good like perspective. Like, it really helps you to see what your life's going to be like after, because you're not going to be in education forever, and I feel like when you're like a teenager, you know, that's sort of the biggest part of your life.
Yeah, and then when it does come to apprenticeships, it's not saying that you have to jump straight out of education into it. I'm actually looking to do the BBC apprenticeship once I finish college next year, because I'm only just finished my first year, but I'm looking to do an apprenticeship then. So with apprenticeships you can either do them straight after school, straight after college, or whenever you want in your future.
Apprenticeships are a really good option, I think, if you don't really want to go into sixth form or college, because like me, I really hated school, but I really like college because it's actually quite different. But if you don't like being taught, if you don't like sort of that sort of environment, I do think apprenticeships and jobs are a good thing to look into. And like Nay said, I'm going to be looking into apprenticeships as well after I finish my second year of college.
That's not only saying that, like, if you want to go to uni, go to uni. I'm still looking to go to uni, but I want to do an apprenticeship first just so I can get the gist of it.
Yeah.
And if you do want to do an apprenticeship and then later on you want to go to sixth form or college, you can easily do that.
Well, there is a thing called a bachelor's apprenticeship, and although they're not as common, that's actually something that I'm going to look into, because I know there's a lot of people that really don't want to go to university for lots of reasons, and I don't really want to, and that's something that I'm going to look into because you get the same qualification.
So if you're watching this video and you're like, I haven't done my exams yet, I haven't dealt with the exam stress, you may have done like end of year exams but you haven't done the big ones like GCSEs or A-levels, or like in America I think you do SATs, then you're probably thinking, why am I watching this video? Well, we're going to give you some advice, tips, like motivational speakers about how we dealt with exams and how we done the build up to exams, because you know that's a massive struggle, but then there's also a struggle when it comes to doing the exam and then after exam, but it's the build up that really counts for while you're in the exam and after the exam, how you actually feel.
So to start with, something that really helped me while I was doing my exams was flashcards, and now this is a type of revision, but it's one of the best ones because I really didn't like, it's not that I didn't like revising, but I just found it really difficult because a lot of the time you'll just find yourself looking through books and stuff and it's not going in your head. But flashcards, you can make them really bright, really colourful, and they actually really help to stick in my head because I found that quite hard. And then when stuff wasn't sticking, I was getting really stressed and really angry, and that just makes it worse.
What I did, because I love reading, I love going through things, I either highlighted a lot or I made a lot of acronyms when it came to doing my work, especially in RE. When I did RE, you know, every single exam question I ever had, I had an acronym for, like GGOG, things like that. Like, there was so many acronyms, and honestly, I think that was the best way to learn, because you learn literally like a 4-letter thing that means so much more, and other people look at it and be like, don't know what that means, but if you look at it, it sparks up an interest. Or I like to listen to classical music. It sounds weird, but because a lot of the time they don't have words in, if you listen to it while you're revising and just speak it out loud, it does help to stick in your head a lot more.
One thing I'm gonna say is always get a lot of sleep. Don't leave your revision the night before to like in the middle of the night, because then you're not going to be able to sleep, and then you might get really sleepy in your exam, or it might just make it so much worse. So definitely do your revision when like you know that you have to be doing it. Don't just be like, oh, I'll do it later, and then just get plenty of sleep.
If you're getting stressed out because you don't know and things like this about things, do past papers. It sounds weird, but I relieved a lot of stress by doing past papers, because it feels like you're in an exam, but if you don't know something, you can easily go to the marks scheme and look back. And not only is it a way to help you learn, it's also a way to relieve stress, because if you don't do something right, that's not the real exam, and you can always just redo it.
Yeah, and it helps you a lot, I think, because it's like what it's going to be like when you actually go into the exam.
And even do it like before. I was revising more than a year before my exam, but not like normal revision, like reading, highlighting stuff. I was just doing past papers about things I've done. Like, I would do an exam in class, and then I would go home and redo the exam again and see what I got, and then bits that I didn't understand, I would look back on, do a question on that again, and it would help it stick. And then when it did come to just before my exam, I wasn't stressing as much as I would have, because I knew that I knew the answers, and if I didn't, it would be okay, because I tried to work and I could easily use other parts of my knowledge to help me. This was a bit of a short video, but we felt like it had to be said, because we understand a lot of the exam stress whenever you're watching this, whether it's tomorrow, next year, next month, whenever. If you have any questions about any of this, our Twitter's @Lorna. Feel free to message us. We'll tell you a bit about our personal experience, how we cope with it a little more in depth. And we just want people to understand that if you don't get the grades that you want, or you don't get the best grades in your class, that doesn't matter. As long as you show that you have motivation and drive, and you work towards things, whether it's getting your maths grade up to above a C, or getting into the course you want at college, or whatever it is, as long as you work towards it, we're sure you can achieve it, because literally the sky's the limit.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just if you put your mind to it, follow your dreams, you can do it. There's always going to be something out there for everyone.
That was our video this week. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope it helped you, and we wish you all the best in your exams and further into your life, whether you go to college, sixth form, an apprenticeship, full-time work. We just stay at home like I do normally.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi guys, I'm Nay.
I'm Lorna.